So firstly, happy anniversary on your 25th. That is a fantastic milestone. And thank you for asking me to be on behalf of Openreach. It's really important to us. And in terms of why it's so important that we're part of this, it's just really simple for us. You represent such a broad space for us in terms of customers. And one of the things that's really important to us in Openreach is being able to get closer to customers, building more bonds, having a much larger range of views, and being part of ISPA and the trade body, we're able to get that through your members. So it's really simple, getting closer to customers. So there's been a couple. I think one of the biggest ones for us has been over the time, which has been barrier busting, particularly with FTTP. Now, it's something that's close to all of our hearts, not just Openreach's, in terms of how we roll out FTTP as a sector, as an industry, and making sure we're working with you to act on behalf of your members and with key folks such as DCMS, etc. So that's been key. And I think also very much close to home and where we are at the moment, which is you guys have been absolutely critical for the industry in pulling together folks in a time of crisis and representing the views of folks in the middle of COVID and making sure that the telecoms industry has been heard, because we played such a critical role and we needed to have one voice. I think some of the biggest things for me has been, firstly, the DCR, so the Digital Communications Review. And the reason, firstly, that's been important is the independence of Openreach. And it's really allowed us to have a very different relationship with our customers, to be closer, to be more collaborative. And through that, we've been able to do fundamentally different things, such as the big fibre deal. I was in the middle of that with my team, being able to build a commercial deal that we had never done before that allowed us to get the UK transferred over from copper to fibre in the way that was right for internet providers. So that was just one of them. I think also, if I look at some of the other things, it goes without saying, the move over from copper to fibre to the cabinet, and now we'll be moving over to fibre to the premises. And with that brings connections to things like the start of the digital switchover to all IP voice. So there's so many things that have started happening and will happen that we're at the heart of. And we will need everyone's help to make these a success. I think, taking my role outside of Openreach, I think it's fair to say that the market that we have at the moment is fiercely competitive. Everyone has slightly different views on things, and you can understand that. Some of us are trying to build new networks. Others want to have the right to be able to compete on an equal playing ground, to Openreach, to BT, to others. And I think what ISPA has been able to do is, despite some of those differences, you've been able to bring together where we get commonalities. And that's something that whenever you're in competition, you're not able to do that well. And I have to hand it to you, been able to do that, to bring us together in those topics that actually we are all aligned on, like the barrier busting that I mentioned. We all want to make it easier to build FTTP, regardless of who's building it. And I think that's where you've been brought into your own and been able to pull out those things that bind us together so that you can push them through with the likes of DCMS and others. I think it's what I said before, it's bringing us together. I think I lead the customer section within Openreach, and it's very clear that there are different views right across industry. I represent over 600 communication providers, and I'm competing at the same time. I think it's the fact that you've been able to bring us together and find that commonality, that we're all grown-ups, but we haven't been able to quite unlock. And I think if I look at the future that we've got ahead of us, without that, as an industry, we're not going to be able to prosper. It's really clear. Telecoms has changed. The government and the general public at large have shown, particularly throughout COVID, that everyone is dependent on the telecom sector working. That doesn't just mean Openreach working or AltNet's working or Virgin Media. It means all of us. It really does, because if we're to deliver the future network, we're all going to do bits of it. And I think this is the bit that is going to be so important and that will set us for the next 25 years and beyond. Yeah, I think there's a couple. So without a shadow of a doubt, our big challenges in industry is how we get the UK onto full fibre. And that's a combination of things. It's around being able to build at pace, build at the right price points through the barrier busting and everything else. And we can't forget, it's about getting customers on to that network. I talk about it in other discussions, which is you can't just build a network. Building it doesn't mean that they'll come. And I've been at the heart of trying to get customers off copper and onto superfast for the last 10 years. And I think it's very similar to the digital switchover. We need to work together to think about how we make it easy and simple for customers to get onto this great new network, and how we, in essence, allow customers to switch and have the best deals. And I think that's going to get somewhat more difficult under where we are at the moment. We're just coming out of COVID, I hope, but that with it will give its own complexities. The industry, I think, will be hurt. We know that there will be a recession and different routes of funding and different levels of consumer propensity to buy different services. So I think probably that's the biggest challenge in that whole space for us. I mean, it's really simple for me. I want to make sure customers are on the best network possible. That may sound simple, but it's not. We've got networks out there today that customers are not on, and they don't understand the benefits that they could have. But that comes with a whole bunch of challenges. We need to get customers on networks that are there. We need to transition on to the new world of digital. From an Openreach perspective, we want to radically simplify it so that we have all digital, very simple, very limited faults. And I think if I could look 25 years out, I would love a simple telco experience, which is it's very super fast broadband, very super fast. I don't think that's the way to describe it. Uber fast, ultra fast, gigabit fast for everyone. And it becomes something which is just like a basic need. It just works like water and electricity, and you have as much bandwidth as you need. And everyone is a have, and there's no have-nots. And as an industry, we've come together and we've sorted it. And it's for all customers, not just consumer, but business as well.